Professor BumbleWeed here. Space looks cold, right? Like the universe runs a giant freezer and forgets to pay the bill. In a few minutes, this explains why space stays cold in a fun, fact-packed way. Space is not icy air. It is missing air. Imagine shouting in an empty room and expecting applause. Heat transfer by contact needs particles. Out here, contact gets ghosted, hard, so the cold rumor spreads anyway. If space feels cold, blame the lack of air, not magical coldness. No air means no convection. No frequent collisions means conduction barely happens. Heat has one main exit, infrared radiation drifting away. Space is quiet, not cuddly about it. The sun ignores the vacuum problem because radiation travels without air. Light arrives, hits you, and heats you. Move into shadow, and your heat leaks away as infrared. So yes, space feels cold until sunlight decides otherwise. Drama, but scientific drama. Radiation is the only reliable heat escape route in a vacuum. Everything above absolute zero sends energy out as electromagnetic waves, mostly infrared. As an object cools, it radiates less. So, cold space is really lots of radiating, little receiving. Asking the temperature of space is like asking the mood of emptiness. Temperature usually describes particles buzzing around. In a vacuum, there's hardly any to buzz. So the real question is, what temperature is a surface under sunlight or shade? Much less poetic, much more true. Space does extremes, not averages. Sunlit hardware heats up because radiation pours in. In shadow, that same hardware cools because radiation pours out. No air means no gentle smoothing. So engineers add heaters, insulation, and radiators to keep systems sane. Space stays dramatic, as always. Even empty space isn't perfectly empty of energy. The universe contains a faint background glow, the cosmic microwave background. It arrives from every direction like leftover heat from the early universe. It sets a chilly baseline, not absolute zero. Space stays cold, but never perfectly zero. Far from stars, deep space approaches the cosmic background temperature around 2.7 Kelvin. That's still above absolute zero, but it's brutally low. With no air to share heat, objects mostly cool by radiating away energy until the background balances them. The universe provides the world's quietest space heater, barely. So why doesn't an astronaut instantly freeze? Because a spacesuit is basically a personal spaceship. Insulation slows heat loss, reflective layers manage sunlight, and cooling systems move body heat to radiators. Space is cold, but engineering is stubborn. Good thing, because humans are squishy and complainy. Vacuum changes the game. No convective deep freeze, only radiation. Your suit radiates heat away steadily, not instantly. Meanwhile, the sun dumps radiation in fast when you face it. So astronauts manage heat flow, not cold air. Space stays cold overall, but it also happily roasts you. Balanced misery, professionally handled. If this space-cold mystery feels clearer, excellent. Science loves company. If you enjoy the mix of jokes and real explanations, tap the like button. It quietly signals which topics deserve more airtime and which ones belong in the vacuum of forgotten ideas. Got a science mystery you want covered next? Drop it in the comments. Otherwise, Professor BumbleWeed stands here in dignified silence while the animators stare at a blank timeline. Nobody enjoys that. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.